overpowered. Front row, gentleman right there.
Overwhelming.
What are you going to do when you get to the ultimate showdown?
Okay, hold on just a second. I will kill you, Eric. We now can understand what has happened. This panel now has a nemesis. Okay, now it's legitimately gotten weird. Or you're psychic, one of the two.
It could be the movie next door turning it off because they're trying to watch the movie or something. And...
Well, you know what? It's been fun. Let's keep doing it.
What are you going to do when you get to the ultimate showdown with Kodak and all of the guest players want to come back to help Vox Machina?
Well, that's going to largely depend on the schedules. You know, there's only so much I can do. So yeah, we're gonna see who, if it ever gets to that point and they decide to take like all their allies into the final battle with Kodak, then yeah, I'd like to have as many guests as possible come back and be part of that battle. And it'll be like in sections. It'll be like, you know, like a classic JRPG style, you know, battle with Kefka, Final Island in Final Fantasy VI, where you have to split the party into 3 different ones. It'd be like I go to this party for a while and this party for a while. They probably, I have plans for that whole final encounter, and it's gonna be epic.
Would you like to rage?
All right, let's go ahead. DM's guide after my own heart, gentlemen here. Then we'll start scooting through here, back. This is awesome. This is so much fun. Your questions?
Can you give us a little bit of like developer notes on what kind of cut content you've had, like plot hooks where the party just did not take them at all, or quest lines where they just went with a completely different direction and you had to improv it in a different way than you had originally imagined it, or like something along those lines, like your favorite like quest that you never got to do.
Well played. So now you guys are all in like Dark Souls lighting right now. There was an NPC that I was developing when they first came to Amon that was going to be like a politically driven sub-mage, meaning an individual that practiced magic but on the DL, who was currently trying to find a way to overtake one of the various political houses there. And there was going to be a whole plot line involving that, but instead they ended up going straight to they ended up going straight to a message board that had a request for mercenary work. They're like, well, before we go to that, we'll go ahead and look at this board. And they ended up taking one piece that led them to Vex and Vax's father, who then led them into the storyline that dealt with him unable to get entry to the Council of Taldore, and his one person who is in there has gone missing, which led them to the home of that guy and found him dead, slain by demons, and his notes talking about General Krieg, who was a member of the council. So they went to the council, then found out Uriel was possessed, and that whole arc with you know that all happened, and that whole different arc with that guy just never really came to play. I'd like established this whole storyline with it, but that's fine. Or conversely, there was gonna be more with Dresvina and the Master when they were doing the initial missions for him, and I was going to be like an occurring arc there for a while, but then they ended up diverging into more clasp territory. And instead I just brought him back in the recent story arcs as one of the various refugees that escaped from Western, and they currently have his golem. That's gonna go great when he finds that. All right.
This is the last question.
This is the last question?
And if we could have the Critical Role cosplayers come over here, so that way you're all ready to go for the photo.
Okay, so you guys that are in costume, if you want to make your way over to the side of the stage here, we'll go ahead and get some photos at the end of the panel if the lights decide to turn on. Please, help raise the sun. Come on, Sun goes for life! Yes, okay, so maybe the last question, maybe 2 quick ones if I can. So,